In this video, I'm leaving Micro Four Thirds behind. Join me and find out how. Roll titles. Well, hi YouTube, Brian James, that Micro Four Thirds guy. Normally it just trips off the tongue, but it's not at the moment. And why is that? Well, keep on watching. I'll give you all the details as to where my mind is going and as to the changes I'm planning for this channel. But yes, I'm in the point of leaving Micro Four Thirds behind. Now that's not dropping the format, don't get me wrong. But I started this channel up about 3 years ago. And it started purely as a photography channel to go off and get over COVID, actually. I started it during the time when COVID was there. I'd been locked down for 10 days because I'd suffered COVID, and so had my wife, Mrs. Four Thirds. And we both had COVID. And we were confined to barracks until one Sunday when they finally lifted. And I went on a snowy, icy day up to Gilsland to see some of the Roman wall. I just needed to get out of the house, even if it was early in the year. Just needed to get out of the house and go and do something constructive. And I took my camera with me and took some photographs of Hadrian's Wall, which I'd done several times before. But this time it was a bit of a freedom thing, and the camera was the excuse just to get me out and away from being in the house, which I'd had to suffer for 10 days. And then I started talking about the cameras themselves. I started talking about Four Thirds cameras, Micro Four Thirds cameras. And somebody previously had called me that Micro Four Thirds guy because every time he saw me, I was waffling on about Micro Four Thirds cameras, how much I loved them, how much I'd been influenced by them, and how much importance they had insofar as the photography I was doing at that time. So I got christened that Micro Four Thirds guy. It wasn't something I made up, but it seemed to fit because it did work with what I was doing. 3 years down the line, I've covered almost all the aspects of Micro Four Thirds cameras I can think of. We've got lots and lots of new releases which I've covered and covered my thoughts on them, but I'm very reluctant to go out and buy a brand new camera, irrespective of how good it is. I've covered most of the old stuff. I've got all sorts of cameras and I've gone through some of the old cameras. I've covered some of the styles that I sort of enjoy taking photographs of, and I've covered some of the styles which other people enjoy but I don't. I've covered aspects of lenses, of camera bodies, of accessories, all sorts of things. But something happened recently. I went away in the caravan a few weeks ago and I sat on my own in the caravan contemplating, trying to work out what I was going to do for my next video. Now, I've had a few of these sort of situations over the time where it just goes dry, your mind dries up and you just can't think of a subject to take a video of. And, well, if you're not doing a video of what the subject matter is, which is Micro Four Thirds cameras, then what do you do a video on? Then I thought about covering some of the other bits and pieces, and I thought to myself, well, I've done them to death. And do people really want to tune into this channel to hear me talk about the same thing I talked about a year ago, and a year before that, and at the beginning of the journey? What else can you say about an EM1 Mark I? A 2012, I think it is, camera, which you've done a special video on in the past. You've done a few videos about taking them on holiday. You've done videos about how well and how badly they work. And you've done a video about how having a single card slot caused you a problem. All those sort of things. How do you cover something on that and make it interesting? I can't. I really can't. I'll tell you that it's a fantastic camera. I've got it here. It's great. Got it here. EM1 Mark I. I told you everything about it. I could be going just to get the high impact sort of things. I could go down some of those sort of issues. I could try and borrow a G9 Mark II or a G8-7. I could get an OM1 Mark II. I kind of get access to these things. But I've also got the integrity to think, well, I don't use them. I maybe aspire to them. But am I going to get better photographs from me out of an OM1 Mark II than I get from an EM1 Mark II? am I really going to get better photographs for my use from an M1 Mark II over the M1 Mark I? I don't think so. And cameras have got to the point now where they are so good, so very, very good, that to pick fault is almost impossible. Yes, somebody's got a slightly different feature on their camera. Somebody's got an exposure compensation dial on the top, where the other one you have to assign one of the dials. Oh, wow, great. My GX8 has a dial on the top, but purely dedicated to that, whereas my G9 you have to assign one of the thumb dials. Wow, that's really interesting conversation. That's really interesting content for my videos. So I sat there in the caravan and struggled and struggled and struggled. And then last night I thought, right, I need to do a video. I do need to keep on doing these videos. The channel doesn't survive without doing new videos, without content. The YouTube content-hungry algorithm. If you don't do the content, you'll drop down. It'll fall away. And I'll be honest, this is a supplemental income for me. And when I go off to Cyprus, it's going to be part of my major income. So I do need to keep on putting content out. I do need to keep on selling my soul to the YouTube. So last night I decided, right, I've got my little 40-150 f4 to f5.6 Olympus zoom lens, the little cheapy one, less than £100, fabulous. And I did a video on it last night. I attached it to my G9 Mark I, and I took some photos around the place, and I was going to tell you how fantastic it was using the cheap lens, and started uploading it and thought, this is familiar. And realised I'd actually covered this lens when I was in Scarborough. I can't even do that. I've got no more kit to use. I mean, let's get this. I've got this little Sigma 60mm lens. I haven't done anything on this for 2.5 years. Let's do a review on this and say nothing, which I haven't said already. I could talk about the fact it's got the lens hood. I could talk about the fact it's got the nice shiny metal, unusual sort of focus ring, which is super smooth. I could tell you that it rattles when you shake it. I could tell you that it's pin sharp quality. It's fantastic. And a 60mm lens, which is a full frame 120mm equivalent, gives you a nice medium telephoto lens. Run out of things. And so I've made a decision. I need to swell out a little bit. I am not giving up Micro Four Thirds at all. My Micro Four Thirds cameras, by and large, will be my main cameras and they will stay. But to keep this video channel able to be moving forward, I need new things. I need to move away from pure camera reviews. I need to move away from pure Micro Four Thirds. I won't be leaving Micro Four Thirds. I don't see the point of going to another camera system. So my use of cameras will centre around Micro Four Thirds. But the other thing which really set me off was getting this little camera which you see me on at the moment, which is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's a camera. It's not a Micro Four Thirds camera. No, can I review it? Yes, I suppose I can. But it goes against the Micro Four Thirds guy sort of thing. But Micro Four Thirds cameras can't do what this can do. And then I did a review with it with the K&F filters. Well, they've got no relevance. The K&F Osmo Pocket 3 filters got absolutely no relevance to Micro Four Thirds users. But it still was relevant to the Pocket 3. And so I've decided I'm going to slowly phase that Micro Four Thirds guy out. You'll still have Brian James coming on to here. You'll still have camera-specific things. If there's something new comes out in the Micro Four Thirds line, I will try and look into it. I'll try and review it. But I don't want to be limited by it. I don't want it to be a millstone around my neck, a noose to hang myself, if you like. Whatever it is, I don't want it to be that. I want the channel to carry on. I want to be able to take it forward. Not everybody who watches this channel uses Micro Four Thirds, and I'm really pleased about that. I really am. But I'm also concerned that an awful lot of the Micro Four Thirds users on here think that you shouldn't use anything else but that. I also get people in the comments who apologise. I'm sorry, I'm a Sony shooter, but I do like your channel. That's great. Welcome. I'm sorry, I'm a Canon, I'm a Nikon, I'm a whatever shoot. I like Fuji cameras. Yeah, don't apologise. You're welcome to use those cameras. If they bring you the pleasure, if they bring you the enjoyment, if they bring you the ability to take the photographs you would like to take, to create those memories, to create those images, then who am I to tell you you're wrong? So welcome. If you shoot Nikon, if you shoot Fuji, if you shoot Pentax, I think there's still Pentax on the market, welcome. But also if you're an action camera user, a video producer, welcome. I really do mean that. I love to see people on here. But I also feel I maybe have to cater for you a little bit too. So occasionally if somebody offers me something like a Sony to use, I'll review it. Or I'll tell you how I think of it. And I think that's an important step forward. So this will be, I think, it's always up in the air, the last one that I really dedicated to being a Micro Four Thirds channel. We'll still centre around Micro Four Thirds. I am not selling all my cameras. I am selling some, by the way. I've got to sell some for the move to Cyprus. I can't take everything across. It's far too much. But you'll still see things like this pop up, the G1, because it's fun. You'll still see things like my EM1 Mark 1 in my hands because it's fun. It does what I wanted to do. I can take that out with a 40-150 f4 to f5.6 R series lens and have fun. And I hope that you have fun with your cameras. If you feel I've sold out, then please accept my apologies. I don't want to be selling out. I don't feel as if I am. I feel I'm just expanding the range that you will see on this channel. If you decide to unsubscribe after this, then I'm sorry. But you possibly weren't the right person to be subscribed in the first place, if that's how you would feel. For the people who will stay with the channel, for the people who will continue subscribing, and for hopefully the new subscribers, and if you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button below. It's free. Give me a thumbs up. That really works. And hit the little bell with the tick the all, because that does help the channel grow and succeed. And if you do feel inclined to subscribe where you haven't in the past, then welcome to the channel. Whatever camera you shoot, whatever equipment you use, whether you are a still or a video photographer, thank you for joining. And for those who stay, thank you for being loyal. I really appreciate it. I try not to let you down, you know. I really do try to not upset you. But I do understand if some people feel that maybe it's not for them anymore. But I would love to see more people stay, more people enjoy the videos, and more people tell me about their photography. More people to tell me about their cameras, irrespective of the format. And more people to tell me what they really feel about the photographic industry as we go forward. So thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. I know I'll probably have upset, I nearly said something different there. I know I probably upset several people, but it's not my intention. But I do hope I've opened the door to more ideas for you to enjoy on this channel. Till the next time, keep on taking your camera out, whether it's a video camera or stills camera, whatever the make, whatever the format, take your camera out. Enjoy your photography and have fun with your photography. See you soon. By the way, these videos, if you want to have a look at these will give you a bit of an insight into everything else that's going on my channel. See you soon.